Hi, I'm Derek Bretherton, CEO of Caddie, and I'd like to introduce you to Caddie 26. This year is obviously very different to normal due to the coronavirus outbreak, hence this video welcome rather than the familiar launches where we get to meet many of you in person. Despite the restrictions imposed upon us, we've continued to provide a support service, develop a lot of new and improved functionality, and also continue to sell Caddie throughout the year. In fact, we've taken the opportunity to open up new markets in several different countries. Reviewing the support logs from the past year, the vast majority of issues affecting clients are still Windows and licensing related. For those of you still using dongles, we continue to offer a subsidised option to convert your dongles to driverless mode, putting an end to the frustration of having to reinstall drivers after Windows updates. And of course, with working practices and travel being severely restricted over the last year, many of you have benefited from our upgrade to softlock dongle-free licensing, meaning you can easily move your license between machines without the risk of theft, loss or damage. We're told it's been a business saver for many companies, allowing employees to work from home without the risk of taking home a physical dongle. For those of you still running older versions of Caddie, please be aware that come the end of December 2020, we'll no longer be supporting Caddie 22 or versions below. Our normal policy is to support the current version and the previous two, which means this year Caddie 22 gets retired. So, what do we have new for you in Caddie 26? You can click through the videos in the playlist below to see for yourself some of the nice new features and get a feel for how they work. But first, let me highlight a few. For a start, we have some new themes for Caddie. A more modern look in keeping with the latest Windows standards, so you can now choose to keep your familiar look or with a couple of clicks change to the new dark or light themes. On a similar topic, more and more users are using very high resolution screens, in many cases 4K or above. Caddie 25's user interface doesn't look great on high-res screens, the icons are too small and the dialogues can look a little untidy. For Caddie 26 we've totally rewritten the way we handle high-resolution screens, and it should immediately be obvious what a massive improvement it is as soon as you open it. Whilst implementing these changes, we also took the opportunity to modernise a few things. The object properties and a few other dialogues had some old-fashioned yes-no options that required several clicks to change and needed to be read carefully. We swapped many of these to single-click colour-coded options, far faster and more intuitive. Similarly, the status bar had a complete makeover. There are many more options on it, meaning faster and more obvious working. But beyond that, you can now customise it, so you can see the options that you want to see and are applicable to your style of working, and then hide everything else to avoid confusion. Two other smaller user interface frustrations have been overcome. After editing using object properties, many users were frustrated that before keyboard shortcuts became operational or tools active, you had to click back into the model space or sheet to activate it. In Caddie 26, you simply move the mouse back over the model space and Caddie knows to reactivate them automatically. And regen, that familiar function used frequently when changing views or after zooming to update the display. How frustrating it is currently that you may have spent several seconds or even minutes carefully selecting some objects to move, copy or otherwise modify. Then you change your view, a regen occurs and your entire selection is lost, so you have to start again. It's been a common complaint for many years and we've finally managed to overcome it. You can now regen as many times as you like and you'll never lose your selection. That alone for many people will make the update worthwhile. Of course, if any of you are used to relying on the regen for unselecting, you will now need to use the unselect shortcut instead, or just hit the escape key to cancel and unselect. I'm sure that most of you are very familiar with the incredible amount of content we include in the standard catalogue that we ship with Caddie, but how many of you are aware just how much more content there is available to use? With Caddie 26, you can easily download and install additional content directly from the catalogue itself. Take a look and see what content there is there for you to enjoy. For those of you who get involved in 3D design work, Caddie 26 has many new features. One of the nicest being the ability to easily and quickly draw on faces of 3D objects. And in fact, bringing external content directly into those faces too, without having to first reorientate or align the UCS. It's fast, simple, and a complete game changer for many people. And what about the designs you've created? With 3D printing becoming more mainstream and commonplace, we've now added an Stl Export, so you can send your designs to a 3D printer with just a couple of clicks. Some of you may have spotted in later versions of Caddie 25 that we entered into the realms of BIM, Building Information Modelling. For Caddie 26 this is further enhanced and you can now open, query and convert IFC files to DWG. An often asked question is, how can I work with a PDF file in Caddie? A few years ago we added the ability to read the PDF in as an underlay and use that or trace over it. For Caddie 26 we go a stage further. You can read the PDF in as an underlay, or you can convert it into an individual drawing object automatically. So in a matter of seconds, that PDF that you're given describing a site plan or the footprint of an existing building can become the starting point for your entire scheme. As you build up your schemes, your drawings and models contain a wealth of information. Caddie 26 gives you new and better ways to present that information to your clients. We have a lot of new functionality for working with blocks and block attributes, and the way you can extract information into beautiful looking tables embedded in the drawings should certainly impress your clients. Similarly, general drafting tasks such as hatching, dimensions, and working with viewports and sheets, they get some rather smart enhancements, all answering needs and requests from existing users. And last, but certainly not least, we now offer you a GIS add-on module. GIS, or Graphical Information Systems, have been around for a while, but combining GIS and drawing and modelling is a rare phenomenon. With Caddie's GIS module, you can access data from many online sources, such as government, county, or municipality sites, and read that graphical data directly into your drawings. If the online source changes, you can synchronise the changes with a single click. What's more, depending on the source of information, there may be a whole host of other information available to you at the click of a button. So, for example, if your site is in an environmentally sensitive area, you can ask Caddie to show you all the floodplains around the site, all the listed buildings, or all the trees with preservation orders on them. If you're working with local authorities that share information regarding services, you can ask Caddie to show you all the pipework over a specific diameter in the vicinity of your scheme, maybe then filter it down to show any pipework older than a certain date. And that's before we even start talking about mapping. There are many worldwide mapping sources available online, so wherever your project is located, you can almost always get instant maps in either raster or vector format directly overlaid on your scheme. The possibilities are endless. There is a huge amount of information available online now, and with Caddie 26, if you license the GIS module, you can now access it directly from the convenience of your desk. Thank you for watching this short video clip. I've only covered a few of the many enhancements in Caddie 26. To see more of them in action, click through the playlist and watch the presentations. I hope you enjoy your Caddie 26.